Hi there, Spot. Howdy, Joyce. Playing the rock today. Just gotta put some water in some bins. That way, I have a way to soak the rocks so the polish doesn't stick to them. Oh. So we are polishing some Moroccan agates. This project has been on my to-do list for the better part of over a year. It seems like. I've had them for a while. So I'm using a carpet wheel and a cerium oxide. These do polish a lot quicker than obsidian, luckily. Got 28 friends, 30 likes. Make sure to leave a like on the video. It's free. Just give it a double tap. It should automatically like the video if you do that. Helps encourage me to get these done faster, so I can get them off my plate. It's a good workout. It usually doesn't take really long for these to really get polished up. But I still make sure to take my time, put some extra time and effort into these. You see, only have 3 likes. Oh, now I got 4 likes. What's everyone doing today? Yeah, it's a little hot where we're at. Not exactly clear skies. We got a lot of smoke haze outside right now. Work. I feel you there. Hopefully it's a good day at work. I do have some of these that are sitting in a container of water right now. I had to rinse them off first because let's get all the debris off of them. So I don't want to contaminate this wheel. Not yet, anyway. I mean, this wheel is due to be replaced at some point here soon. I haven't replaced it in probably like 10 years. This is actually the original carpet that came with this polishing wheel. Oh, nice, Joyce. Really get like a clean rag so I can see a little better. So with these, I'm just I usually try to wipe them off to kind of see where I'm at in the polishing process. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm looking for any like dull spots. So a lot of these are kind of a mix between A and B grade polish, in my opinion, but I'm just want to be done with these. So Amy will be live tonight. Don't know what we're doing yet. Probably some more discounted cabs. And it sounds like Josh has a new resupply for me. He's gonna drop off next week. Gotta let him know to drop it off before the weekend, since next weekend is the Rick Real show. That's good enough for me. Get in the water so the polish doesn't stick to the surface. All that good. Next. We'll do this one next here. Opal guy. Look at distraction. Not today. I've been really good about being on task and focused in the last couple of days. Like really, really good at it. More so than usual. And getting things done. We still only have 6 likes. Make sure you leave a like. Do it for the rocks. Opal guy, I don't know. Usually stuff from Germany takes a while. I'm hoping soon so I can start cutting and polishing them. So the goal is to have this stuff done before those even show up. Yeah, I'll do a leopard relay for some of them. I won't cut them live. But I'll do a lot of the sanding live. Not the diamond sanding portion of it, but I'll actually do the soft sanding with the no wheels. Oh, I heard a scratch. Dang it. I gotta check it, make sure it didn't scratch the surface because that's gonna suck if it did. Okay, we're good so far. You know, Opal guy, I almost offered to have your winning put into my box, but now I'm kind of hesitant to do that now because with the whole issue of the last time, and everyone said that was in my box went to the wrong Kyle, and I never got it back, and I felt really bad about it. Hi there, Adrian Anderson. Ooh, we got almost 70 people, but only 10 likes. Come on, double tap that screen. Do it for the pretty rocks. This one got a bit of calcite. You can kind of see where it's kind of calcite is just a hair lower than the top surface there. And double tap. Treat that screen like zombies. You gotta use the double tap method. I don't know if anyone can hear music or not. I have like non-vocal metal music playing in the background. Hi there, Debbie. Get some more water. See how it's drying out like that? We don't want that. So add more water. Hi there, Lapidary Experience. Polishing a bunch of Moroccan agates. I was supposed to do these a long time ago, and is, you know, never got them done. But they're all turning out decent. Just gotta check my work frequently, make sure to miss any dull spots. Couple pat of rag. That's not bad. not too bad. Opal guy, who's live? Oh, Tim's live. Okay, I was like, I didn't go live yesterday. Debbie, I gotta talk with Josh and see what he wants to do with these, because these are my friend Josh's, and it sounds like he might let me sell some of these as well as him. So he's gonna divvy it up between myself and him. Show it here. So like these ones are all soaking right now because I don't want to have the polish dry out on them. So until I can have time to wash these all in one go, they go on there. But there's like this one right here. That's his personal piece. I think he's gonna keep that one. But there's some cool ones in here. So with any luck, we'll get to have some of these for our live sales. They are kind of mixed between like an A, what I like to call an A grade and B grade polish. I would say like a B plus, if anything. But there are some cool ones in here for sure. Hello, Carol. So I've just been kind of slowly going through and getting some of these polished up. Get them off my to-do plate. Like I like this one. That one was kind of cool. It's got a little spray down there. But after I get these all polished up, get them all cleaned up, dried off, photographed, and then let Josh know they're done, and then he'll come by here, divvy them up, figure out how much price I'm at, then we go from there. And then eventually, I gotta do. Eventually, I need to do those ones. Those ones are pretty large. Which, if I'm being honest, I'm not looking forward to doing those ones at all. Kind of big. Let's do this one next. I think this is the other half of that. Is that the other half of that one? Ew, it's not. Okay. It is pretty cool though. So these have just gone through the 1200 grit stage. A little bit of polish on there. Hopefully everyone's having a good weekend or good week. It's not weekend anymore. It's about to be though, in a couple days. And after I get this big project done, I have a sunstone I gotta work on, an Oregon sunstone, and then an opal, and a couple pieces of obsidian. Slowly get all those done, so I don't have any more projects on my table that belong to anybody. I can start working on my stuff. Hi there, Mohammed. Now I am adding a fair amount of pressure to this. I'm not going light. I mean, I can actually stop this wheel like that. I can actually stop it. So I'm adding a lot of pressure to this. From all those agates that are in the bins behind me, this carpet was getting pretty warm just from the amount of friction that I was putting on here. just from doing that, we should see some progress. We're getting there. We're getting there. We got to press a little bit more because I can see the sanding striations. So we've got to add a little bit more pressure. In the future, I would like to invest in a vibratory lap. That way, for a lot of these projects, for stuff like this, I could just get the machine set up and walk away for a few hours or so. That way I can focus on other things here. I forgot which direction I'm supposed to be going here. So I'm going to put it here on the edge. Edge of the carpet has more, I guess, life to it than kind of in the center here. Because in previous projects I spent a lot of time here on this portion of the wheel. So the outer side is still got a lot of life in it typically. Got 15 likes and 50 people. Double tap that screen. If you don't double tap it, I'm going to show my feet. I'll give you all a few minutes. That's all your warning. And I'm not wearing socks. So you better double tap it. Otherwise you get to see a middle-aged dude's foot. It's not as pretty as you might think it might be. So you better double tap. There we go. I'm starting to see the lights go up. No one wants to see feet. Did that do it? Yeah, that worked a lot better. There we go. That's better. That's what I wanted. This is one of my favorite pieces, I will say. So yeah, that's looking much better. Much, much better. I am pretty stoked to get all the polyhedrids in, especially the one I got from the Agates Live that has potential for a double chamber in there. I'm probably going to keep that one, and then I'll sell the other one I have, depending how it looks, of course. Because multi-chamber polyhedrids is kind of on my wish list, and the more the merrier. Yeah, we'd call this one done. Maybe. No. Nope, it's not done. Leave it here for a second. I know, Opal Guy. I appreciate it. I mean, I bought one lot, and, you know, that was a few $1,000s. I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, I was really sweating because I don't have a whole lot of money in my account, and I'm like, I want to get as many as I can so I can work on these and sell them over a period of time. And I just said, screw it, I'll go for it. I'll deal with the consequences later. Not ideal, but you know, they're rare, and polyhedroids are kind of second on my top favorite material. Fire obsidian, of course, being number one. But I am excited to get those in. Let me see if I got that out. That is looking much better. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Wow. Next. I should have cleaned this one first before. Oh, got the old scratch right there. So I'm not going to do that one. I have to redo that one. But this one, can we do this one? Yes, we can do this one next. This is next on our list. You know, Opal guy, I think if I bought, and I'll talk about this before, if I ever bought like a winning lottery ticket, like I don't need a lot of money. The only thing that I care about is that my debts are squared away, maybe put some in savings, and just have enough to live off of. I don't need much. I really don't. And I told Josh that even before I started doing these live sales. I told him I'm not looking to get rich. My ultimate end goal is to be able to do what I love and pay my bills. If I don't have a whole bunch of money left over, that's fine by me. I can bide my time by working on rocks. Actually, I want to look the other way here. It's fine. I don't need a lot of money. To give you an idea, I've been living off $2,000 a month for actually several years now. Don't need much. See, that's already looking a lot better. Some of these don't take a lot of time at all. I keep adding more polish on the wheel. Technically, I don't really have to. I just like keeping the wheel charged. And this is a small one, so I can probably do this. Flip it this way. Now when you're at polish, it doesn't really matter what orientation you go. Just as long as you add a lot of pressure, keep the wheel kind of wet or damp, keep the wheel charged, make sure it doesn't dry out on you. And just check your work. I think I'm happy with this one. I'm happy with that one. Just double check for any dull spots. Nope, we're good. Next. Ooh, we got a little one. This one's going to be kind of a pain in the butt. Because it's not a lot of stone to really grab onto here. Alright, we got 71 people and 23 likes. Leave that like. No, Carol. I have to meet up with Josh. It might be a couple weeks before we even get these priced out. Assuming how many I get from him, because he got these from Tucson the year before last, or whenever it was. So he might divvy them up between himself and us to sell. I just don't know how much they are going to be yet. I still have to figure out how much to charge him for my work. Because this is definitely like one of the largest products I've ever done for anybody. He's lucky I love him. Because I didn't realize how many I was gonna polish for him. Because he said, "Yeah, can you polish a couple of these for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And like, by definition, by couple, I figured like one or two. I wasn't expecting it. A couple dozen. Hi there, George. That's okay. I can't remember if I kept the footage of what these looked like before I got started on them. Because they were pretty gnarly. I had to start with 60 grit with all these with a high-speed sander, then take it to my expanding wheel, 100 grit, 400 grit, and I think I went to 600. I don't think I went to 800 with my expanding belt. I think I tried, it just didn't look that great, so I think I was up to 600. I took it to my cabbing machine, and I think I went to 1200 on the cabbing machine. I can't remember if I did 600 or not. Oh, nice, Carol. All right, that one's done right there. So yeah, if there's any new people in the chat, if you'd be so kind to subscribe to the channel, helps it grow. We are almost at 30,000 subscribers. Started the channel back in 2020. And here we are, 6 years later. This one I might have to redo. Yeah. This one I might have to redo. There's some areas here in the center that just don't look that great. So I gotta redo that one. Another one of mine. And this one here. It's a Fin Boy. Not looking forward to that one, but we're gonna try it anyways. I really hope I can hold on to this because this makes me nervous. I hate slabs, I hate slabs, I hate slabs. This one might break. Thank you, one of mine. I really hate polishing slabs. Hate's a strong word. I hate it. I hate doing slabs. Well, thank you, one of mine. I don't have a bell in here. I do have this. Will that work? Thank you, one of mine. Much appreciated. Here's some more water on this thing. It'd be nice if I can get a lot of people from my my Facebook groups to come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We have one group that's over 40,000 people in there. Hi there, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick, I don't think I would get it like a nicer polish and high speed though. That's the only thing. No, so one of mine, my groups, they're private. So there's no, whenever like a bot happens to pop up, we get taken care of immediately. Like you have to answer questions to get in the group. It's not one of those public groups where like anyone and their brother can join. Well, hi there, Loopy. I don't like this part. I feel like I might catch. So I gotta be very careful here. This one may not get the best polish because I'm not putting a lot of weight into this. Yeah, really the only reason I kept my Facebook is because I had those groups. I actually trademarked the Oregon Rockhound name and logo, and that was like $1,200. I really wish I would have had done that, but I thought I was gonna be like making a bunch of merch and get it like in the Made of Oregon store, which would be really cool. But they never got back to me, which is really unfortunate. But I keep the group up and running. We are very strict in making sure everything is related to Oregon, hence the name Oregon Rockhounds. I also have a Washington Rockhound group, which is also just Washington material. And then I also have a World of Rockhound Facebook group. Though, to be fair, I'm not super active on Facebook as much as I used to be. Oh, yeah, Patrick, it's really hard, especially since it's rough on the back. Otherwise, that would be a good idea. I might have to run inside for a minute here in a second. Oh, dang, one of mine. I think I had Twitter for a short while, then deleted it. I never saw the appeal of Twitter, personally. Alright, I'm happy with this. It's good enough. The quartz isn't the best. Oh, and I see some scratches right there. It's gonna have to deal. Yeah. Like a B- polish. I'm not gonna even deal with this stuff right there, because that means I have to go back. I can't leave it. Need to kind of focus on the edge here, very carefully. Gotta watch my lip. I might just leave it. I don't want to deal with this piece. I don't like this piece. It's how thin it is. Don't like this piece. I don't like this piece. I don't like this piece. You know, one of mine, there is a rock shop I used to be associated with, which I don't even like doing business at all or even advertising for that shop. But back when I was associated with that shop and doing lapidary and teaching classes, one of his complaints was I spent too much time on the littlest details. And my response was, I don't care. And I've already told Josh, like, these are a mix between A and B grade polish. Just because I'm working with what I have for this large quantity. Maybe in the future I can invest in some, like I said, some vibratory laps. Just to do, like, most of the pre-polishing and then do the polishing on his wheels here. It's a little better, but the scratches still show. But again, I'm leaving it. I don't like that piece. That's gonna go in the water next. There we go. We'll do this one next. Okay. It does, Patrick. It does. I won't even recommend that shop to other people. That shop owner doesn't even like rocks. He's not even really a collector. He just does it for the money. Sounds good. One of mine in your box from this week and went out. So let me know and make sure everything showed up okay. Especially the box that you're about to open. Make sure the fish is intact. Have a good day. I'm so excited to get these done. Oh, this has been on my. I have two to-do lists. This is on the big whiteboard, and it's also on a cork board with sticky notes. I'm looking at my table. I'm like, oh man, they're almost all gone. I forgot there's some in the sink right now. It's like, oh man. But I should have these done today, and then I gotta wash them tonight, which is probably gonna be a messy process. And do the gun, get all the polish off here. Because the polish, once it gets on the stone, it's a pain in the butt to get off. This actually turned out pretty nice. Not too shabby. Again, it's like an A grade, B grade polish. I've seen better polishes out there, but it's not bad. That's good enough. Patrick, I don't think I did. I'll check my phone when I get done here, though. Let's do this one next. I like this one. Amy likes this one too. Color's nice in that one. Oh wait, Patrick, no, I did see your message. Hit me. Yeah, I'll text you back. But we can do something like that. Sorry, a little bit of a brain fart there. Try to find a good way to hold on to this. All this, Patrick, what I'll do is I can make a note, because yeah, we can do something like that, and then I'll make a note so that when they come in, I can not forget. So I'm also listening when I'm doing this. I'm listening for anything that is not the sound of carpet on a rock. I'm listening for like any scratching sounds of contaminants that may have gotten knocked loose from the outside or from the inside of the stone. Because when that happens, I have to immediately check it to make sure it didn't scratch when I'm trying to polish. Other random acts of hugs. Yeah, I don't know if you saw my comment. I do have that piece of obsidian that you gifted me over here on the shelf here in the studio. Once I get these big projects all done, I'm gonna delve into those pieces to see if we can find any fire. so beautiful. And we're getting there. Though I am going to change the orientation, because when I was working on this piece, I was sanding in this direction. I do see a couple little itty bitty scratches kind of going out that way. Like I said, these are not like museum A grade polishes. These are like an AB polish. You know, some people may not care as much. I'm doing what I can with what I have. And also, since it's a large order, I can't spend an hour on one singular piece. Because I can make this thing absolutely pristine, but I'm technically rushing this project. Should I be rushing it? No. But this is a very, very large project. Commercial grade fastening polish is 14K, so you're already above and beyond. Now I could do better at these pieces if, you know, if I wasn't like in a rush to get these done. I mean, they're still not bad, but they can always be better. Just, not bad, better. They are really pretty. Add a lot of pressure to this one. It hurts something. Be careful. Yeah, that's good. That's good. On to the next one. Oop. We'll try this one. Hopefully it turns out. Hi there, Kyle. We're gonna work on this one next. You know, Carol, my arms were sore last week after doing those push-ups, so this is actually kind of a nice little reprieve. I don't know how people can do that to themselves all the time. I'm a big boy. I got legs for days, but my arms are reserved for small stuff. So it looks like I got, let's see here, 5 of them I have to touch up before they even think about the polishing wheel here. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 on the table. And then another like 8 or 10 in the sink that I'm saving for dead last, because they have voids, and if there's contaminants in those voids, then I don't want to mess up the rest of these pieces. Hi there, Michael. Let's go sideways here. I'll probably be doing this tomorrow too. I mean, I'm probably getting ahead of myself, saying these will be done by tonight. I'll be working on these tomorrow as well. You know, Spot, I think it's going to depend on person to person. My A grade might be someone else's, museum grade, or my version of C grade will be someone's A grade, if that makes any sense. So everyone has their own levels of pickiness. I mean, really what I look for is if I can see the striations when I was polishing it, how many scratches are there from the sanding process, how well you can read things in the shine. Hi there, James. Welcome in. I kind of wish I had two of these polishing wheels and then like reserve one strictly for obsidian. So I was thinking about this. I'll have to do a test piece of obsidian after after all these have been done to see if these wheels would have been contaminated at all by any really tiny debris to affect the overall finish. It's turned out okay. This is solid. So if you look close enough, it's gonna be hard to hear. Let's see if we can zoom in. You can see a scratch right there. Like that's gonna be too deep to really get it out polished. So like to me, because I can see that scratch, that's gonna be like more of like a B plus polish. If I can see any of the striations from the sanding process. That's true, Spot. That's true. There are some people out there that do like go like 14,000, 50,000 on their Nova wheels, but I'm like, and I have a 50,000 Nova wheel. It's just I don't ever use it. I have a 14,000 too. But realistically, I would need to have a cabbing machine that has like they can hold up multiple wheels on there, so I can keep it online. But I never use them. It doesn't make sense for me to go to high for like projects like this. And I think if I was doing like a really special opal or something that I don't know, it's hard. I don't even know why I bought those wheels. I should do a video eventually, like comparing like the 14,000, 50,000 versus like straight from 1200 of cerium oxide and see this. To look at the difference really. But not now. I don't have the time for that. I don't have really the time for this. I have rocks I could be pricing. That's better. I mean, I can still see that scratch. It kind of looks like a boot. Got the toe, got the heel. A boot mixed with a gnome's hat. That's not a bad polish. Good B plus. Next. This one's got a little bit of calcite in there. Calcite's right here. The calcite tends to undercut a little bit, but that's fine. Let's see how fast we can get those polished up. Went from like 70 people to 21. Everyone's getting dizzy from the wheel. Uh-oh, I heard something. I heard something scratch right over here. That's not good. So give it a second. I'm gonna check it. I don't see any scratches. That's good. I still don't like that sound though. It just means that we're probably slowly getting contaminants on this wheel, which means it might be high time after this project's done to retire it and put some new carpet on there. Potentially. We'll see. Again, I'll do a test obsidian piece after this big project to see how it fares. And if it's scratched up too terribly, then I'll just rip off this carpet and put a new one on. You know, but maybe I should do that. Maybe. Actually, I should. What I should do is I should see about like potentially. I don't know. Is there any way I can reverse the wheel so it goes in the other direction so we can use the other side of the carpet? I might try that first. I have this exact same carpet tucked away just for replacing it, but that's true spot. You can see how the calcite is undercutting a little bit, so it's a little bit lower than the other rest of the piece here. I will say the calcite was definitely another one of those pains when I was sanding these. Had to really focus the edge of the Nova wheel on it to get those scratches to come out. Patrick, how are you doing with all the fires happening up in your neck of the woods? Jim, howdy, Jim. Is gonna be good enough for me. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Luke, next. Let's see how you looking on this set here. Well, that's good, Patrick. I didn't realize how bad it was until I was scrolling on TikTok and I was seeing all the extent of the damage of those fires. I'm like, man, they're really bad for all those families. This one's next. Again, that's set to 1200 grit. Yeah, Jared, when I have some time, I would actually like to give you a call. If anything, I would like to have a mix of wheels. Or have a better way to switch these out really quick. I did have an idea for a polisher wheel concept. I might give you what my idea is. It might be ideal for the people for making cabs and small things, not so much for big stuff like this. But it's an interesting concept. Oh, dang, Patrick. I saw that High-Tech makes a vertical polishing machine, and I have not bothered to check the website to see if they openly sell it, or if that's something that you have to kind of inquire about. Alright, so I do have to be careful. You see that debris right there? I was not thinking I should clean this before I brought this to the wheel, so I have to be careful now. Rinse off my hand really quick. That was not a good idea. Yeah, I kind of figured so. Because I did ask High Tech about their, what was it? Their flat lap. And they don't even have that on their website either because of the how much it costs. And I kind of wish they would put that stuff on the website. And I'm wondering if they're not doing that, not only because of price, because maybe they don't want to deal with like a large heap of ordering stuff. I don't know. I would be curious to inquire about something like that. Mainly because I would like to have a machine that I can swap out the different belts on there. So Taylor, formerly known as Agates, he has a vertical polishing carpet that's High Tech. And I just haven't bothered to reach out to High Tech to see what the price on that machine is. Because if I can have a machine where I can just swap out the different steering belts, that would be ideal. But I do wonder, because I was thinking about that, you know, it'd be nice to be able to swap out the different belts, how much pressure I could put against that versus this. Because this wheel, I can press hard. I mean, if I press too hard, it will stop the wheel, but I can press pretty hard in this. And this is bolted down to my tabletop. And my table is kind of firmly in place, so it's not going to go anywhere. Oh, hi there, Nancy. And there's Tammy. Yes, we're working on polishing some Moroccan agates that are slowly getting done here. Finally getting them off my to-do list. And then not take any more large projects like this ever again. Because this takes too long and I have other things I could be doing. Oh, Jared, I did not know that. I did not know that at all. I will say that I did reach out to High Tech to see if they'd be willing to, you know, send a machine my way, and I reached out to High Tech and Casey North, and I got a decline from both places. High Tech is kind of mainly only working with Taylor and no one else really. I did ask though; it never hurts to ask. Yep, Sue and Altrin River. If she's interested in doing laboratory work, I'll teach her. I love to teach her. Oh, good, Carol. Maybe they should. I should probably be careful with what I say. Yeah, I did not even pay attention to that, Jared. Good eye. Good eye. Hi there, Soul. Alright, let's take a peek here. I don't have any good rags to really. It's dusty. That's not too bad. I would still call it like a B grade. It's not the best. Because if you look in the center here, it's gonna be hard to see on camera, but you can still see some areas where you can see the direction of where I was standing. And there's a couple scratches too. But I'm not gonna go backwards steps, I'm already here. I should feel bad about it, but well, hi there, Paul. Hopefully you're having a nice day, or had a nice day. Forgot there should be what, evening for you guys. crap. If you guys are ahead or behind. I saw that Frank, I forgot his last name. I saw that Frank did a video on kind of behind the scenes of like running a business for like rock stuff. Morning? Okay, so Paul, if you could give me some winning lottery numbers in the future, I would greatly appreciate it. I have a loan company to get off to get, so I don't have to deal with them anymore. They're an absolute, they're demons. But I saw that Frank did a video on kind of behind the scenes of like business stuff, and I started watching it. I didn't finish it yet. Should finish watching it. But for those that are wanting to kind of like get into like doing rock stuff, it'd be a good watch. Though there's probably some points that I don't know if you touch up on yet, because I didn't finish the video. But there is probably some good key points that I'd think about before you get into the rock stuff. I think he said that like Saturday markets are kind of a waste of time. I don't think so. That's where I kind of like I have to argue that one a little bit, because even if with a Saturday market, even if you just break even for that day, it's good advertising. But also, people have to keep in mind that you also have to pay taxes on what you're making too. So let's say that Jim Fry sent me a $100 rock to sell, and we're doing a consignment deal, and I sell that rock for $100. Well, I got paid Jim that $100, and then I get my $50 out of the $100, and then I got to set aside 35% of taxes for that $50 sale. So a lot of goes into it: shipping and invoicing and packing and wrapping, because then you have to buy rock, you buy inventory, and it's a constant cycle of buy, sell, wrap, unwrap. it's a cycle. It's a lot of work. It really is. Well, hi there, Jess. Jess, are you still in the States? I still have your box of rocks. There's no pressure to close your box, though. So yeah, it's quite the process to be able to do this kind of thing full time. And my advice to you, if you love rocks, if you love doing this as a hobby, keep it as a hobby, because it can very quickly eat up a lot of time. Today, like I was like yesterday, like, oh man, I wonder how much I can get done before Tuesday, and I almost considered going to the beach today, but like, no, I have stuff I have to get done. So if you can keep this as a hobby, keep it as a hobby. Because I do love what I'm doing. I get to enjoy it, but it still takes up a lot of time. There's been many times River's asked me to play Minecraft, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, I would love to play Minecraft right now, but I just have so much to do. I would love to sit down for just play video games. I have not thoroughly enjoyed a video game in a hot minute. Because whenever I do sit down and play some video games, I immediately feel guilty that I could be using that time to be productive. Nancy owned a taxi here, got about 12 cents per dollar after regular maintenance, wages, and insurance. Yeah. Angela, and that's a good way to think about it too. Like, I am able to pay for more rocks, but like a lot of the rocks I get, I do cherry pick every now and then for myself, because I'm also a collector. But like a lot of money goes back into reinvesting into material for everyone, and I can only hope that people like what I pick. We're done with this piece. It looks way better. Some of the details in some of these pieces are really cool. Look at that. These are really cool pieces. Wow. Next. This one is good for polish. This is the next one here. Again, that is right off of a 1200 grit. It's got some cool details in there. Tammy. It's like, what is today? Today is Tuesday. I bought some acicular celestites yesterday. Really cool pieces. I might keep one for myself, maybe. But I got them with you guys in mind because we've had a lot of like regular celestites, but none of the Madagascar acicular ones. They're pretty cool. Yeah, it is impossible to cherry pick. I think one of the ones that Josh showed that I bought has, looks like it's going to be a multi-chambered polyhedroid, which I might keep that one. And then cycle out the one I kept for myself in my last batch. Patrick. Now, there's been times where I've considered like just going back into like the regular job market, just kind of take a break for a little bit from the live sales, but I can't because for a lot of reasons. I thoroughly enjoy working from home, being close to River and Amy. Not wearing shoes, that's one. But I also, if I kind of cut back and didn't do as many live sales and cut back a lot, then that also hurts Josh in the process. My friend Josh, not Agates Josh. Because he also realized me selling his stuff. But also, I got a shed to pay for now. So I feel like I would almost be letting you all down if I stopped doing live sales. No, I don't belong in corporate America. My thoughts are almost too, I don't know, can't think of the right word for it. This is a carpet wheel. It's a Berber carpet. This is actually the original carpet that I've had on this wheel since I had this machine made. I haven't had to replace it yet. Knock on wood. Now, if I was doing lapidary every single day, that would be a different story. And that's the other thing too is if you were doing this like full time every day, all day with lapidary equipment, you'd probably go through wheels a lot faster. Not just like carpet wheels like this, but like the actual like cabbing wheels and carbide belts. And that can get expensive really quickly. Yeah, that's true. I know, Patrick. It's just like even this. Like I would probably go a lot faster if I wasn't for you guys hanging out with me. That's why I like hanging out with you guys. I'm doing a good job though, staying on task. Yeah, we got some smoke in here, Jess. Well, it's definitely pretty hazy. We can smell it in the air. For sure. Not as bad as it was a few years ago when we had all those fires here in Oregon, which made the skies look dark. Nice, Carol. Well, hopefully he's able to be successful in what he's plans on doing next. I mean, the bright side, like, I've always done well in customer service jobs. Though I will say I've never worked in fast food. I will not work in fast food because I have zero self-control when it comes to food. And that's my main reason for not going into fast food. It would not be healthy for me, physically. But any other job I've done with customer service, I've always done a really good job at. It's not that hard to be a decent human being and help people out. It is hard to deal with upper-ups, though, and what they think is best for the company and not for the employees. Patrick, I do not. I just I don't bother with myself with all those caps. Dang, Angela. Yeah, that's kind of how it was a few years ago when we had the fires. By a few years, I mean like it was like around 2020, because I had I think I was still working in Albany at that time at the first corporate property management company I worked at, and I had to go run some errands to some properties. And I drove over to Albany, and the sky was black. It just looked like it was about midnight, and it looked like literal hell outside. It was spooky. Yeah, Paul. Paul, how is the equipment like where you're at? Is there a huge market in lapidary equipment, or do you get to order things like overseas to get to you? And this one's pretty much done. I don't see any other issues with this one. That's good enough for me. Oops, that's good enough for you. Nice. Next. This one. Do this one next to make sure I don't have any deep scratches that I missed. That's kind of there might be a big scratch right there. So I can't do this one. You see that big scratch right there? I have to sand it out, so that can't be the next one. It has to get redone. Yeah, scammers can be the worst. And Angela, I think it's gonna depend on like where your shows are. Like I think some shows are probably expensive depending on location, but also depends like who's holding them, or who's what's that word? Like, or who's hosting them. I have no idea how much it would cost for the spring show in Ripgrill, because it's so hard to get a spot in that one. But like, how much was it? I can't do the math in my head. It's less than 200 for me to do my my show next week. I think it was like, I think it's just less than 180, I think, for the one I'm going to. So I think it's like 56 per table, and I got 3 tables, so whatever that math is. I can't do the math in my head. But I am hiring a friend of mine to help me out in the show. Since my normal help, my neighbor, he's moving to Georgia, and so he won't be able to help me out this year. So I'm a little bummed about that, but my friend doesn't have a job right now, and you know, she's needing some help and I need some help, so it's going to work out for both of us. Oh, Paul, that's a good deal. But I'm pretty stoked for this show. I don't have to buy any lighting. I bought that last year, and that was expensive and a half for that. But now they have all the lights. I have all the tables. I have all the tablecloths. I have all the rocks, all the stands. I think really the only expense is going to be, you know, paying for my friend to help me out. which if it's anything like last year, it's going to be worth it to have that extra help. But this weekend, I'll be live again this weekend. I will have some stuff to show everyone. A lot of it's going to be Cobalt and spherical calcites. I'll show you all this weekend. So you will all have a chance at it before I take it all to the show next week. And there's a few other things too I want to give everyone a first chance at. I haven't quite fully shown yet as far as the prices, but you all get first chance at it before next weekend. It's one of the perks about hanging out with me for live sales weekly. You all get first sneak peeks and first chances at that stuff before like any kind of live show, like in-person show. Except there is one thing in the bed of my truck that I'm gonna bring to that show. Hopefully get adopted so people are gonna around. It's like 100 and some odd pounds. It's a heavy boy. It's a giant display piece of the Troy hematite from Morocco. It's gotta be like 120 pounds, and I'm not shipping that bad boy. Check my work. That's pretty decent. Not too shabby. And we're done with this one. Again, these are all Moroccan agates. Alright, how's this one look? And looking for any deep scratches that will show in the polish. This one should do okay. Yeah, nothing like the hum of a carpet wheel. Yes, Jess, I love that question. I thoroughly enjoy teaching and doing laboratory work a bit more than doing sales. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love the opportunity to sell rocks and get to handle different specimens from all over the world and cherry pick my own collection. But I thoroughly enjoy working and playing with rocks and teaching more so than selling. Like if my channel got enough ad revenue to be able to pay my bills and stuff, I would be leaning more towards Lapidary Lives way more often. But I would have to make a lot with the ad revenue. I would have to do the math. Because YouTube keeps like 30% of the ad revenue, and then I have to still, set aside, 35% taxes for whatever I get from YouTube. And after that, whatever I'm left over with would go towards bills and stuff. It really does. The sales portion of it is a lot of work. And that's really hard to convey that, through everything. I am lucky enough to where Amy helps me out a lot. And I don't think anyone realizes just how much she helps me out, because she helps with pricing for all the small stuff, like caps. I hate pricing caps. She helps me out with getting everything wrapped immediately on Sundays. Because Mondays, everything's already wrapped. Everything's ready to go as far as it being packed up. I do all the packing, she does the wrapping. And she saves me hours of work. So if it was just me, probably invoicing wouldn't happen until Tuesdays if it was just me. I know, Carol. And that's why I said I do love the fact I get to handle and, be able to interact with these beautiful specimens from all over the world. And it's just, if I could have a way, and I know I've had people say that, they're kind of there for like me and Amy. If I could have a way to hire someone to do the live sales while I'm in the background doing other stuff, like I would love to do that. But the hardest part would be to find someone that, you all would be compatible with, and find someone that is, also kind of on the, has like a positive outlook and doesn't swear, keeps things like rock situated, and not so much about politics or anything that might cause like a riffraff or anything. Yep, invoices all went out yesterday. But, I think as time goes on, as I get things more organized here in the garage and in the studio, I think it'll be a little easier. Well, there was one little scratch. That's okay. It'll be fine. You can kind of see where the calcite kind of undercut it a little bit. That's quartz. I do love what I do, though. I think I've always been meant to do the rock thing full time. Yeah, there are some more stresses to it, but overall, I get to be home where I belong. Actually, let me rephrase that. I get to be in my studio and in my garage where I belong. Amy always says that if the studio ever had like a kitchenette or a bathroom, she would never see me. I would be out there almost all the time. The man cave. Well, it's getting pretty close to being one. And I thought I was done making stuff for the studio. I'm not. I was sitting there this weekend. I'm like, you know what? I need to make a change to the way I have my claim tray set up. The Rock Widow. So once I get a few things situated, I'm going to be building something for the studio. Because, for those that are hanging out in our live sales every single weekend, that big old, what's it called? The wire shelf where all the claim trays are on, I want to get rid of that. It's too tall. I don't like it. So above where I have all my collections, I want to put all the packing boxes on top of that. So I need to use some of the wood that's in here to put on top of there so I can actually hold it. And then I want to build, probably about waist high for me, shelf for all of the claim trays. So that way I can get rid of that tall shelf and get rid of it because it's too big. It clashes with everything else. But I'll build something like that out like by hand, and I'll stick with the same color pattern of white and flannel gray to make it look pretty. All right, that one's done. And how's this one look? Any big scratches? I don't see any big scratches. We should be good for this one. Kind of looks like a bird. You got the eye, you got the beak, you got the wings, and the tail. Hi there, Mega 2. But yeah, Jess, I'm always looking at ways to kind of not only optimize that space, but also make it look nice. And those wire shelves just don't look nice. And I keep toying with the idea of down the line cleaning up the garage here, which means taking all the shelves out, redoing the shelves in here, and I'm leaning towards painting in here too. But I don't think I want white. I almost want to do like earthy colors, like greens. Not dark though. Maybe have like maybe one accent wall. I haven't fully decided yet because it would be a lot of work. I mean, luckily it's just painting that would need to be done. So it's not like I'd be like breaking the bank with spend like thousands of dollars and upgrading everything, but it'd just be nice to kind of clean up in here a little bit. No, I'm not really too much worried about dust for this because I keep wetting the wheel, so there's no dust. Keeping the wheel nice and wet. Otherwise, yeah, I would be wearing a mask if I was worried about the dust. Now, if I was working on my fossils, because I still have that stingray I got to prep. That one I'll probably have to wear a mask with because it's too big to fit in my fossil prep box. You know, Paul, those wire shelves are really good if you don't, let's say if you have a big enough shop where you don't, like, they're stationary, you don't have wheels on them. They're really good for stationary displays or storage. They are not good for putting wheels on and constantly moving around. I can't tell you how many times I've had to fix a wheel because the stem of the wheel bent. In fact, I have a wire shelf in the studio right now that very recently had to replace a wheel again on it, and it was a nightmare. Like, it was bad. That particular shelf is lightweight only because that wheel is not firmly in place. Otherwise, those are good shelves to have for for storage for overall because they don't really collect dust. Though the ones I have in the studio, they do have like a wood bottom or a wood lining on top of it, just so you know if a cab drops, it's not gonna fall through. I feel like I had a dream last night that I had a giant that we moved somewhere and I had more space. Because I really like those Husky shelves, the ones that can hold like thousands of pounds. Oh, nice, Paul. Then you got it made. I can feel the heat from this carpet. And more space equals more crap. That's true. That's why I'm trying to slowly go through stuff and auction things off that I haven't touched in a long time. Kind of helps with funds for one, and also helps make space. Do I want to sell off some of my project material? Not really. But I'm getting to the point where like I very rarely have time to even just do this. In the future, maybe. Well, hi, Janet. Janet, are you on silent mode? Because if you are, I can't type hello. Someone will have to tell you hello for me. I'll have to get some water here in a second. I'm getting thirsty. Oh, cool. Hi, Janet. Like I still have a small box of Swazi agates down here that I've been meaning to cut in half and polish. And I still also have 2 flats of like Botswana agates that need to be completely refinished and repolished by yours truly. because they're so awful. Whoever polished them did a really bad job. This piece turned out really nice. There we go. That one's done. Still about a good. That's actually not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'm running out of bins for rocks. I'm gonna grab some water, please hold. Learning how to read. Up next, we got this one-eyed beast right here. It looks like a cyclops. Please tell me I'm not the only one that sees it. We got its little tiny looking mouth. Nose and you have a giant eye. I hope no one caught that. Oops. It's so weird how the algorithm works. We had like 70 people in here earlier. We got 15 now. It's like, oh, okay, this guy's just polishing rocks. It's no big deal. Brian. Tiny mouth. It has a tiny mouth. You all heard nothing. Oh, we can see that too. Yeah, Leela from Futurama. I like how fast some of these can work. I mean, that's already looking like way better. Not too bad. Hello, Liz, and hi there, Jed. My jaw hurts. A little bit. Oh, nice, Paul. That'd be cool. Let me know when it happens. Hi there, Hassan. I would love to come down to Australia, do some rock counting with you guys. I think I forgot when I got my passport, but it should be good for a long time. Like, I got it fairly recently, in the last couple of years. I still never been on a plane, but I would still love to go to Australia. But I was a write-off. There you go. This one's done. Ready for the next one. Oh, the Cyclops is done. It's good to know, Janet, because yeah, it's relatively recent that I got it. Relatively recent. Oh man, my arms are. I'm gonna take a break here in a little bit. I'm feeling my arms. So up next we have. I'm not gonna do them at the same time, but we do have a set here. That'll pretty cool. I was trying to write on it, but it's not letting me do a very good job here. There we go. Like the live if you haven't already, please. It's free to do. Make sure we get this nice and damp. We don't do things dry around here unless we give it a good old hock tour. No, usually if I do use machines dry, I have the garage door open. I got a fan blowing out the garage door, and I have a mask on. Otherwise, everything has to use water. Because it is kind of important for your health. It is nice to see progress happening on the table to my left here. I've got 6 to rework. I have 2 left on the table to do, and then I have a container in the sink that need to be done, which I'll grab those after we do these big ones here. Don't worry, I will not lick it. Derek! Hi, Derek. Derek, hope you're having a good week. Hopefully you're surviving all this awful air quality. I might have to add some more cerium oxide in my container here. There we go. A little smiley face for the day. Paul, if you give me a second, I can measure. I think it's a 12-inch pulley. I'll measure for you here in a second. Rinse off my hands before I handle my good tape measure. For this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 12 inches. Yeah, 12-inch pulley. Here, I'll move the camera so you can kind of see what we're doing here. Yeah, I can feel it in my arms. I'm getting a good workout. So yeah, 12 inches. And then on the back end here, get my polishing stuff out of the way. I'm really bad about doing this here. About 2.5 inch on the backside. And yeah, we have like 12-inch polishing face. This cart used to look way different. Like this actually used to be. I should have like a before picture. It used to look like this. It was in the center, and I had my grinder and sanders over there. It used to be on either side of a table I had set up. And ever since I had moved things around, I had to take it apart and put it back together in this orientation. Alright, here's my rock. Here it is. I say we're doing a really good job today. We have very minimal tangents that are not rock related. You're welcome, Paul. I mean, Jed, ideally, I want to eventually invest in a vibratory lap to do all the heavy lifting, and then that way it's pretty much mostly ready for polish, and then still do some of this by hand. Hi there, Manny. And then Derek, it's a little hazy down here. You can definitely smell it in the air. And I don't know what the air quality is where we're at, but it can't be that good. Left that we can do here in the live. Unless you all want me to keep going with the ones that are in the sink. But I am getting a good workout in my arms, that's for sure. I'm gonna be ripped. Here, just from what we did, wow, English. Just from what we did, I will go ahead and show you what it looks like compared to its corresponding half. So let's turn off this. I'm going to find that. Okay, that's 1200. And that's our polish. Still not a museum grade polish, I don't think, but still not bad for what it is. For what we have. But it's still pretty good. Look at the details in this piece, though. There's a lot of cool things happening here. I love the details. I mean, look at the little orbs under that surface there. I mean, when I was working on these on the calving machine, I would sometimes just stop and just look at these, because the colors. I mean, yeah, a lot of them will have like this quartz center here, but like, who cares? The colors are really what's making these things pop. Let's do one more time here. It's a quick once over. Let's do a nice little roundabout. Bring it around town. Yeah, on top of that, Paul, I'm going to feel this in my calves later, too. I can already feel it now. Because it would be nice to be able to sit down to do some of this. But also, I'd have to find space for a large flat lap like that. I would love to, though. Yeah, this one's pretty much done. I don't see any other issues with this one. Yeah, that one's good. That one's good to go. Next, it's corresponding half. I know Josh will be happy to have these done. I'm happy to have these done. Zoom in right here. Well, thank you, Manny. Usually I'm doing obsidian. Not today. Oh, dang, Jed. Yeah, Paul, you should. Probably be a lot cheaper to build one, too, rather than have to buy a commercially made one. The thing what I'll do, after we polish this one right here, there's one more on the table to take a look at, see if it's good for polishing. And after that, I'll probably end the live, just so I can go inside for a minute and then come back out here, blare music that has lyrics, and get back in the zone and get these done. But yes, I'm going to actually listen to Derek first. I can get some more water. Actually, I have a cup of water right here. Also, if I wasn't live with you guys, I'd have my shirt off because it is currently 78 degrees with 49% humidity here in the garage. It is much cooler in the studio right now because I have the AC blaring right there. Right now, because Amy will be live later. Thank you, Derek. The easy way of getting belts of an expander drum. I think right now the best way to get them that I'm aware of is to order them through Kingsley North. I feel like 3M used to make belts for the expanding wheels, but don't quote me on that. I don't know if they still do or not. So it might be cheaper to go through Kingsley North. I'm also wearing sweatpants. I don't know why I'm wearing sweatpants right now. So after I end this live, I'm going to go inside for a second. I'm going to probably switch into shorts and then come out here. Just take off my shirt like it's Magic Mike's and get to work. If you don't want to see me work without a shirt on, it's going to cost you $100 per head. No, I don't run a free show around here. Yeah, Carol, that makes sense. Don't want to ruin your tumbler. Oh, how to take off the wheels? I think it depends on your machine. There should be bolts on either side of the shaft. I'm trying to catch chat as often as I'm able to here. I'll do a quick tangent. Carol, I'll show you some of the tumbles I was tumbling a couple of years ago before we had like 110 degree heat, and then I turned off the tumblers, never turned back on again. Here a cool piece is your cool piece of fresh fried wood that's never turned it back on again. I think I was even recording footage for that for a video, and I just deleted the footage. I'm like, well, this video is kind of done and out the door. And the other thing is too, I just feel like, so I was gonna do a video on tumbling. There are so many other content creators that do videos on tumbling. I didn't even bother. I'm like, you know what? If someone wants to learn how to tumble a rock, I'm just gonna send them to Michigan Rocks because he's kind of the best at it anyway. So it didn't make sense for me to do a tumbling video. But I'll show you here in a minute, Carol. I think I still have most of the tumbles in a small little container up in the cupboard. Which is funny because I basically have a brand new tumbler here on the floor. Is it still on the floor? Yeah, it's still down there. I have 3 tumblers. Got 2 little itty bitty ones, and I have the QT12 double barrel. Feeling in my arms. Some looks like pretty deep scratches. Any dull spots. I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out for the most part. I might touch it up again a little bit here in the center. Otherwise, the actual agate all the way around there is looking pretty good. But let me rinse off my hands really quick. Something. I can feel it in my forearms. Yeah, these are the tumbles I was working on a couple years ago, and I just never finished. And it's that petrified wood that kind of comes out here from Lynn County. And so there's a few pieces of that I was tumbling. These are separate containers, by the way. I was doing a batch of this, and then I was doing a batch of this other kind of lighter petrified wood. And again, I had stopped. I'd never picked it back up again. And I think these are just the first couple stages. And I stopped. So, I mean, I would love to get them finished. They just have to go in the small tumblers I have. No, I would never do that. So basically we had the hot weather. I took them out of the barrels and I got them all washed off, rinsed off really well. And because those are the tumblers I was using for those. They're small tumblers, so I was using small ones. And I do have that one. That's basically brand new. It's basically a brand new tumbler. I haven't even used it since I got it. You're welcome, Carol. No, those tumbles are really cool. Okay, I'm kind of subjecting you guys to heavy metal music. I'm sorry. But I do like this petrified wood quite a bit. It's a very pretty material. I've had people like, oh, that's not petrified wood, that's jasper. And like, no, that is petrified wood. I have pieces where it's actual partial round. And what's cool about some of this stuff is sometimes we have little flecks of pyrite in it, which is really cool. Good to know, Derek. Thank you. Yeah, it is pretty neat stuff. My arms. I can feel it in my arms. All right, let's see here. Get up here. Honestly, you know, let's we'll do a little bit longer here, kind of towards the center. Good thing you look out. back in the cupboard. Howdy, Harold. Jed, I did see those. You know, if I lived out in the middle of nowhere and I had the kind of money to run that size of tumbler, I would start tumbling the entire pile of rock out back. Just to get rid of those rocks. But I would still never tumble polyhedroids. Oh man. I'll probably do a small recap of the polyhedroid sites I have left. Unfortunately, I can't discount those ones down any farther than they're at, just because they were expensive to get in the first place. And then after I take them to the in-person show next week, whatever's left over, I'm going to start polishing. And once I start polishing, it will not be at the $5 a gram price range. It's going to be probably between 8 and 10, depending on the piece. I just want to make sure everyone has a chance to get them before I start working on them. I don't believe I do have any grape agate specimens left. I can ask Josh, though, if he has any more floating around. He's supposed to drop off a reorder or a restock next week, so I can ask him if he has anything. Harold, send me a text message or an email so I can add that to a list I'm supposed to give him for other stuff too. Patrick, it's been a while since I did a minute since I've done any auctions on the personal private pile out back. Though that's going to be happening at some point here soon. It's just really hard because I have to be really set up for that in the studio. I have a lot of space for all the auction items. That's kind of one of the reasons why I don't do it all the time, because it takes a lot of space. Maybe one of these days we can do an auction out here in the garage, where I have more space to do something like that. I do want to make more mystery boxes of rough rock in the back pile. That's better. That looks a little better. Here we go. Much better. Alright, now it's done. Last one before I rest my dainty little arms. Check it for any big scratches. I don't see any huge notable scratches. So this is it. This is our next one. This one was extremely large on my cutting machine. It's kind of a pain in the butt, really. This is why I would love to have a large flat lap or a large vibratory for these big ones. And I think this one also had debris on the outside, so I have to be very careful. Very careful. Patrick, I usually just do like kind of one size, just because even making those mystery boxes takes up so much time. Because basically what I do, cool, I'm live again. Okay, cool. So basically what I do with those mystery boxes is I go out to the pile. I try to go through the miscellaneous pile, the agate pile, the petrified wood pile, and like I try to get an equal amount of material. And then when I'm putting these boxes together, I try to put an equal amount of material in the mystery boxes the best I can. So I don't. I mean, I'm already putting a lot of time into him, and I think that I feel like if people want a small piece, they could probably take a hammer and break them down. No, I try to go as fast as I can making those boxes. It just takes up a lot of time, and plus, I feel really bad for the male people that have to do that. I mean, they're heavy, and like this, the next round of mixture box I do, they're gonna be double walled. Like I'm using another box inside that box, because they always seem to get roughed around in transit. Let's see here. I can open the garage door. I can show you here in a second. I got a few buckets. Nothing too crazy. The gal was really nice though. Because I asked her if she wanted anything for the rocks. She's like, nope. I'm like, you're absolutely sure you don't want anything for these rocks? Like, at all? She's like, no. I want to give these to you as a way to support you. I think you're a good person. And so this is kind of my way of helping support what you're doing. And so I was pretty grateful for her generosity in that. So I'll show you here in a minute kind of what we got. There's one piece in there I do want to polish. It's a piece of obsidian. It's not even fire obsidian. Can you believe that? It was really nice of her. The pile was a little bit bigger from the initial video that she showed me, but she's taking some rocks with her where they're going, which I don't blame her. But there's definitely some thunder eggs in there, some whole ones. It's really nice. There's also a lot of Dugway geodes that were in there. Some polka dot agates, a couple pieces of obsidian, a bunch of welding marbles. Wow. And then there's one chunk of Gary Green that was in there too. But I was pretty thankful for her for that, because she could have easily said, oh, I'll take a couple $100 for everything. But no, it was really nice for her to do that, because that's going to help me out quite a bit, because a lot of the stuff like I can actually put up for auctions, and it helps directly support me. And then that piece of obsidian I'm going to work, I'll work and I'll sell it. Don't know how much yet. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, it is drying up. We don't want it dry. And then I don't know if the person wants to say who they were here live, but somebody over the weekend claimed something, and they caught me just in time because I was getting ready to pack everyone's boxes up, and they were like, hey, I want you to keep that thing that I got as a gift as a thank you for everything that you do. And that was really, really thoughtful, and that made my day. And now that thing sits on my shelf. I'm very grateful for this community here and everyone that supports myself and Amy and everything that we're doing. It means a lot to us. So thank you for all your support. My arms are about to be ripped from polishing these. I don't even know how many that we polish here live, but we polished quite a few. Let's check our work. Turned out really nice. This one was one of the ones that gave me a big fuss. Maybe a little bit longer on that side over there. So we're gonna focus a little bit more time kind of up here, and then after that, I'll show you the buckets that we got from that kind individual. I'm pretty grateful for everyone, because Sister Mary, when she got that really cool polyhedroid set with the druzy with the crystals in the center, she was really nice enough to give that back to me, which was really nice because I didn't have any like that in my collection. So that will forever stay in my collection because that was incredibly kind of her to do that. Well, hi there, Kurt. Kurt, if I can ever make it down to your area, I'm gonna let you know in the future. It looks like you got some cool rock hunting spots over where you're at, and I can write off the business trip expenses. It won't be anytime soon, but it has crossed my mind to make it to your neck of the woods. I'd have to fly out there, so it's a little bit too long of a drive to drive out there. Sounds good, Kurt. It's not too bad. Not too shabby at all. Oh, man. I'm going to feel that later. I'm going to feel that later. Hands rinsed off here a little bit. Open the garage door, let all the hot air in. And the smoke. So yeah, I have all of these in the water, so that way the cerium oxide doesn't like dry on the surface, because once it dries on the surface, it's really a pain in the rear to get to wash off. So far, all of these have gone through the polishing process, on the exception of those three, which I had to touch up. I got three over there that had to get touched up. And come over here to the sink. These ones I'll just do after I end the live. So I still have, we have 3, 6, 9, 10. Got 13 in here that I still have to polish. I saved these for last because they all have voids. Little pocket voids, which tend to hold like debris and stuff in there. And if they were going to contaminate my wheel, I'd rather have it be on the last step of the process, especially for this one. And it's corresponding half. That one, I had choice words for these, and the words I had for these were not family friendly. I hated those ones so much. Yeah, there's some pretty cool ones in here though. Avoiding those, am I right? Nice one, Opal guy. But yeah, there's actually a couple in here that I shouldn't buy for myself, but I don't know where it was now. It might have been that one. I don't know. It's kind of cool little calcite crystal in there. But yeah, I'll polish these ones after life. But let's open the door. And oh, let me just do this right here. So these are all the buckets that I got from the nice individual. So there's a lot of dugway material in here. It's got dugway. There's a chunk of Gary Green right here. That's the only chunk of Gary Green that I saw. But a lot of dugway material. I mean, look at this. I'm gonna cut these open. I want to see what's on the inside of these little guys right here. There are some slabs and some stuff as well. So it was really nice to get some stuff. So I'll probably do some auctions with like a lot of the slab material. There's these and some Veracite slabs, and a couple chunks. Not a whole lot of green in them, but I'm sure someone could do something with them. Someone that's not me. Got some polka dot. So we'll do some slab auctions with those here soon, relatively soon. I don't know exactly when, but it'll happen eventually. And underneath that, so that's the bucket, the marbles. And then the thunder eggs. Oh, the thunder eggs are down here. So we do have some whole thunder eggs, which I was looking forward to because they don't have really a whole lot of whole ones in general. But this is the obsidian that I want to work. Turn on that light here. So the thing with that piece, I'm going to knock down this edge entirely, and I'm going to dome it. I'll dome it and I'll cut it again. I'll cut it like right here, and that way it's not a huge massive piece. But I think that might be a good piece to work. I haven't worked on anything that wasn't necessarily fire obsidian in a long time. And then where's the other piece? This one has potential for a low grade fire, not high grade, but has potential for low grade. Maybe more potentially like a low end C grade. Probably more along the lines of a gold sheen than really like true fire, but the only way to know for sure would be to work it. But honestly, I think I might just put it for auction rather than try to work it, because I don't think it's going to be worth my time, because that's kind of more gold sheen than it is fire. But it looks like there could be like flakes of the fire in the gold sheen. So yeah, this will probably be an auction piece, because I don't see any other layers that would indicate like a high-end fire. And then there's another piece of obsidian over here. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is probably going to end up in auctions, just to kind of help, support everything I'm doing here. So like this one here, let's zoom in. That's got a nice sheen to it. You can see the green color, and that should go all. See all those lines? That's gonna go all the way through the other side. Who knows if it's gonna be green all the way to the other side, or like a yellow green, but it should go all the way through the other side. Just a matter of working it. So yeah, there's really only these couple pieces of obsidian that were in the entire bucket or entire pile. That's okay. There's still a lot of cool stuff in here. I mean, look at this little baby egg. It's so tiny. I need to probably either I might have to buy another blade because I don't think I have a tiny. I don't have a thin blade for these, but they're just so stinking little. So tiny. This little handful of eggs. I mean, there's some good here. But can we turn on the flash? Turn on the flash. Boop. Look at that. So yeah, what do you think? Should we have some of this stuff be for auctions? Except for some of the little hole ones, I'm probably gonna cut myself, but I'll probably just have like some auction stuff here in the near future for some of this stuff. But yeah, I do have to get these into the. Actually, I need to figure out somewhere to put them so that I can easily get to them. Soft. And this. It's gonna. I'm gonna go inside for a minute. Table's more or less empty. I guess I gotta redo those ones, the ones on the tray. And then once I get them all polished, I'm gonna start slowly getting these all washed off. And then once they're all washed, then I can start photographing all the pieces. And upload them somewhere. I might upload them to mostly Instagram, but I might actually upload a lot of these to my website just as a project that I did. I need to go through all my storage apps or my phones and SD cards, find all the old projects that I've ever done and get them on the website so I can have what's that word? Portfolio of old projects. Have a good dinner, Rick. Derek. See, my brain's already. It's already going. D to the Rick. Yeah, nice catalog. Yeah. I am curious to see how these will fluoresce too. That's the other thing too. I want to get a picture of them with regular lighting, and then another picture of like if it happens to fluoresce, would be kind of cool. Because that's what I'm doing with all the polyhedroids. Can't show you because we're on this phone here. But yeah, I've been with all the polyhedroids halves that sold the other week. I've been going through taking pictures of everything and regular lighting, shortwave, and then long wave. Some of them are pretty cool. But I'm gonna go inside, cool off a little bit. I'm gonna ditch these sweatpants because I don't know what I was thinking. So I will see you all actually here in a little bit because Amy's gonna go live in 3 hours. So thanks for hanging out with me while I was polishing some rocks, and then I shall hopefully see some of you in a few hours while Amy sells some rocks. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Until then, toodles, and yeah, drink some water. I'm gonna do the same. So where's the button? There it is. Ready? Here we go. Boop. Bye, everybody. Boop.